All right. Let's switch gears. Oh, not switch gears. We'll stay in baseball, and San Diego makes another move. They have now acquired Darvish from the Cubs. They've made another splash in free agency. This is the second big deal that the Padres have made in the last 48 hours. On Sunday night, the Padres acquired Blake Snell, and now on Monday night, they've acquired um, they've they've acquired Darvish. They will also acquire Victor Carantina, the catcher. They will trade 4 prospects and Zach Davies to the Cubs. The Padres made it all the way to the second round of the MLB playoffs. They eventually lost the Dodgers, who wound up beating the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 6 of the World Series to win their first title since 1988. The deal was first reported by ESPN MLB insider Jeff Passan. Unbelievable move for the Padres. I mean, they already acquired Mike Clevenger last year in the deadline, and now they've acquired more pitching. My goodness, this Padres team, they are stacked. And no longer is it Slam Diego. It's just San Diego with good pitching and good hitting. Who won the trade? Similar to the Blake Snell situation, I think that I think the Padres won. Again, the Cubs trading Darvish away, one of their better pitchers, doesn't make much sense, but I mean, I definitely think the Padres won this trade. There's no really way to explain. They just won the trade. Why did the Cubs trade away one of their best pitchers? To be honest with you, I don't know. A lot of people are saying it's rebuilding. Some are just saying it's a whole fire sale. Some just say they don't want to pay him. And then some even said there's rumors that the Cubs will bring in someone even bigger than Darvish. Not sure how that's going to work with how stingy the Cubs are. But the only way that I can think of is similar to the Rays. They didn't want to pay him, and they get more prospects and helps them down the line. That's all I can think of. I think the Cubs management a lot of times is garbage, but they were able to win the NL Central last year. So we'll see what happens, but not a good look for the Cubs. I'll say that. Are the Padres now the favorite to win the World Series, or at least in the NL? Well, as I said earlier, I think the only team stopping in their way is the Dodgers. I still think the Dodgers are a little better just because they won the World Series last year, and they even have a better lineup, and there's not as much pressure on them, and they have more experience than the Padres. So I would say they're the second favorite to win the World Series, or at least in the NL, because you also have. Well, I think they're better than the Yankees, to be honest with you. I think the Dodgers and the Padres are the two best teams in baseball right now. So I think they're the second team to win the World Series, or my projection. So unfortunately, that can't be a World Series matchup. It can't even be an NLCS matchup unless the MLB changes the postseason again. But I think they're the second team favored to win it all. Are the Cubs tanking? I would have to guess. I would say no, just because they have a few good players still left on that team. But to trade away Darvish doesn't make a lot of sense. Kyle Schwarber's no longer going to be there. They still have Chris Bryant. They still have Anthony Rizzo. So I wouldn't say they're tanking, but they have a very hard chance of winning, going back to back, winning the NL Central. I could see the Cardinals or Brewers taking that division, but I don't think the Cubs are tanking just yet. Who is the best pitcher for the Padres right now? Well, I think it's still Blake Snell. I mean, he did win the AL Cy Young Award. Darvish has been in the running for the NL Cy Young Award winner. He's never actually won it, but he's been in the running. But yeah, Blake Snell is the best, even though that lineup is so deadly right now. And they no longer have to just worry about hitting. You have to now worry about hitting and the pitching for the Padres. So yeah, I'd say Blake Snell is the best. And is there a chance Manny Machado or Fernando Tatis, who has a better chance of getting the MVP? I'm going to say Manny Machado just because he's been in the league a little longer and he's been able to prove it more consistently. If he could, I feel like he likes San Diego. It seemed like that first year he wasn't a huge fan of it, but now the second year, I think he was rejuvenated during his second season or during the COVID-shortened season. So I think Manny Machado has a better chance of winning the MVP. However, Fernando Tatis, he's going to be a good of a player, and he'll be heck of a player, and I'm assuming he wins at least 1 or 2 MVPs before he retires. Thanks for listening to the Sports Town Podcast, or the STP Pod for short. You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and much more. We release new episodes every Wednesday and Friday. Also, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Sports Town Podcast. If you want to check out more videos of the Sports Town Podcast, click on the left. If you want to subscribe to the channel, click on the right.